Today we're taking a look at the San Martin? Bad with pronunciations as always, I apologize. But this is the new Tier 10 Pan-American line. So we're getting the Tier 10 version of a ship I looked at last week. So we're getting a few more guns as we can see here. But really the problem I think that might hit this ship is that it's not that unique to have these consumables at Tier 10. That's what made the Tier 8 so interesting, was how many consumables and how good those consumables were at Tier 8. Here though, pretty standard, although we do retain this consumable combat instructions, which does give us, in this case, an 85% reduction to the reload on these consumables, which is important since the reload time is pretty long on a lot of these consumables. That's a bit of the downside here, is that if without this combat instructions, the consumables take forever to reload, 171 seconds here. Like I mentioned in the previous video on this line, you will have just to choose between defensive fire and hydro, which isn't a very difficult choice. But here, radar or spotter aircraft. You can't have both at the same time on this line, which could be a bit of an issue since we only have 15.5 kilometers of range with this build. You notice I've gone for reload instead of going for range, and that might be a bit of an issue. However, the base DPM on this ship isn't all that amazing. It's at 340,000 AP DPM. Of course, we only have armor piercing here. And if we think about other light cruisers that are only armor piercing and potentially be a bit of a radar ship, well, that's Minotaur, of course. Minotaur has 600,000 base AP DPM. So we're not half, but we're not looking great. We're not looking great on the DPM side of things. So I think what's going to have to carry this ship is this cooldown on the consumables a little bit more. Not sure. We'll see how it plays. I'm a little worried about this this Tier 10 in comparison to how I felt about the Tier 8. I actually kind of enjoyed playing the Tier 8 a lot. The armor belt is not great as well. You can see we have a 30 mil deck, and everything else is 25. So pretty big above water citadel here. That's pretty easy to hit. So, you know, a light cruiser, it's going to take some damage. We're not like a Smolensk or something like that where we're going to take overpens. I'm expecting to take some pretty big hits if I'm showing broadside, but maybe it's going to do better than I think. The DPM really is the concern for me at the moment. We do have the improved pen angles on the AP. We just don't have the short fuses that the Minotaur has, which makes its armor piercing really, really special. As for the commander build, I've gone with this. There's not a lot of extra buffs you can really give this ship in the commander, so going for a little bit more tankiness. We're certainly going for concealment. Getting more consumables, I'm not sure how useful that necessarily is going to be here. It really all depends on me gaining that combat instruction, allowing me to cut the reload down. Without that, it's going to be very difficult to go through all these consumables. Of course, we're taking Adrenaline Rush. It's a very good upgrade. Consumables enhancements, giving us a little bit longer radar and hydro, and then top grade gunner, just because I had extra points and I wasn't really sure what to put them in. I'm not sure if we're going to be as close as 9 kilometers from very many people outside of trying to radar some DDs. If we're that close to some battleships or heavier cruisers, we're probably going to die. So we'll see how it goes. Let's play some games and see what this new Tier 10 is capable of. So getting into our first game here, we do have some super ship matchmaker, which could be a little spooky, but this ship obviously is going to be compared to the Worcester and the Minotaur. I already did a little bit of comparison to the Minotaur, but Worcester, we actually have much worse DPM even than a Worcester does. That is the main concern that I have here, of course, is that we're just going to lack on damage output with this ship. But we do have some things that are pretty nice as far as torpedoes are concerned. Didn't really mention that. 17,500 damage is pretty good, and 10.5 kilometers is very, very nice to have on a light cruiser, especially since we can stealth torp with that. Keep in mind, of course, that we also do have the good airstrikes here for dealing with subs. That is not guaranteed, as we know, so very nice to see that, of course. And our shell velocity is actually better than Worcester, so that is something to keep in mind as well. That we will have an advantage at slightly longer ranges compared to the Worcester in that case. And we do have better pen angles on the AP than Worcester. But we all know Worcester has that HE, which is pretty nice. It's a decent first salvo, though, I gotta say. And yes, we definitely need to be hitting our shots to gain our buff here. And I think that's going to be the crucial part of playing this ship, is figuring out how to always farm this buff. It's a nice spot to be in. We're going to probably get our buff here soon. That way, if we radar or we take some big hits here as a Satsuma is coming around, we will have some healing available to us. And maybe some radars and stuff too. 12,000 damage already. Not too bad. But let's start looking at these guys. I'm not sure where the... Hopefully these guys don't push me out. I don't think they will. I'm not sure where the DD is at, but let's start to take a look over here. Hopefully we don't get spotted in front of a Satsuma. Certainly spooky. The shell velocity is pretty nice, I gotta say. This is not too difficult to lead out to, you know, 12 kilometers and such. You know, there's obviously times when you're playing Minotaur, for example, that it's pretty painful to lead things at range. But this ship, it seems to be a little bit better, which is quite nice. Just gonna stay on the Satsuma here with our improved pen angles. I don't think he's quite angled enough, especially if we're able to hit his superstructure. We should go after the Regulo if we have the opportunity. Looks like he has smoked up. All right. And then we're just going to be out of range on this guy very quickly. Okay, you know what? 40k to start, though. Very safe damage. I will take it. Oh, I should be paying attention to the submarine here, because we do actually have range on this. Oh, wow. Was I spotted? Or did I just get blind fired? I don't know where... I don't know where the enemy sub is. It's a little spooky. Okay, we definitely are lit now. There we go. Send out some of those planes. And go after the Regulo a little bit. We definitely need to hide from the Satsuma. It's definitely a scary one. Ooh, that's scary. Very scary. Oh, nice. They got the sub. Let's go. Good work, team. Oh my goodness, the Satsuma's coming around. Spooky stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty terrified of that. But we're on 50k. That's actually pretty good. I certainly was expecting to do a lot less damage. We do need to start doing some damage, though. So even though it is risky with the Satsuma, and obviously a battleship over there, I am going to start... Yeah, the Satsuma's instantly on us. Well, hopefully we don't die instantly. This might be a short one. Okay, we do live a little bit. It's nice. And we definitely will use one of our super heals. Let's stop there. Does appear to be that was his accurate salvo, though, that he used on us. So that's nice. He won't have as accurate a salvo next time, hopefully. 4K salvos. Feels pretty good, honestly. And I'm still going to be reversing behind this big rock here, because I know the Satsuma's going to want me. And I knew this Ruprecht was coming into the picture here, which is not great for us. But I think I'll just focus on this guy for now. I don't think there's anybody out here to hit me. And no need to use our consumable yet, or our combat instructions quite yet. Mostly because I know I don't need to heal right now. I need to aim a little higher, maybe? Yeah, we're doing not very much damage there. That's pretty sad. There's a Marseille, which is also a pretty spooky AP threat. So probably want to angle to that as well. Yeah, look at how many shatters and bounces we're getting on this Ruprecht. So that's kind of the downside of facing the German battleships, of course. Makes it a little difficult. Certainly would be nice to kill this guy. I gotta watch I don't go too far back here that people can arc over that. There we go. Very good. Can I shoot over this now? What a weird spot to be in. I'm on the middle side of this island, hiding from a battleship that's pushed the A-cap so aggressively. I don't know if I've ever done that. I've never willingly been out here before, but hey, it worked out. Now we can come in and deal with these guys. I obviously haven't used much of my utility in this match, but we have lived and we've dealt a bit of damage. Not an insane amount, but we've dealt some at least, which feels pretty good. I was gonna angle. Got me. Oh. That Kronstadt, I guess. Trying to angle in here a bit. Or is this? I think it's Regulo actually that's shooting me right now. This Iowa's going to be a bit of a problem, certainly. Let's see if we die. We are a light cruiser. Okay, pretty big hit. But this is why we have a heal. And we're trying to angle so that he just gets full pens and not Citadel hits is the goal here. And then now that our heal's on cooldown, let's use our buff or our combat instructions. See, and I would have been able to get my heal back that quickly. So I don't think I would have actually died here. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I can't, I gotta say, this thing might be tankier than you think, assuming it has its combat instructions. Surprisingly. And against cruisers, the AP sure feels nice. 5.8k, what? Wow, okay. So I was complaining, or thinking I would be complaining about damage output. But against this Marseille, at least, we're absolutely crushed. 7! Okay. Damage is possible very easily. And we have 360 turrets. Very interesting. Yeah, this is the problem now. Against the, oh, we do get him. Okay, maybe we're good against angled. All right. I'm kind of surprised we did that much against angled DD, but I guess we hit the right spot of his superstructure. Wow, 156, huh? So it's an aggressive light cruiser because it can just heal and heal and heal and heal and heal or something? Oh, we just barely catch this Fletcher a little bit. How strange. How strange. On paper, and this is why you can't always look at what's on paper. On paper, it doesn't seem all that amazing. Although here you can see the problem with not having short fuse on the AP. It's great to have improved pen angles, certainly, but no short fuse does come with some downsides against DDs like that. You know, it's kind of wild. I almost think this ship will have almost unlimited healing in just straight DPM fights. Is that weird to say? But like, assuming you're actually in a straight up DPM fight against a cruiser or battleship or whatever, you will be getting this combat instructions. Like, there's no chance you aren't, right? So it's like, that's gonna be pretty tough to deal with. Wow, look at that AP damage, huh? See how that upper belt is so nice to go after? Wow, 9K? 203 first game? I think, I don't know. I don't know why I was so questionable about this ship in port, but that went well. So to me, it seems like this ship is just a really aggressive utility ship that can also pump out damage and be reasonably tanky for a light cruiser here. I don't know. It's weird. You know, I'm going for pretty aggressive positions here. Unfortunately, our DD is, I guess he's got a smoke for us. That's fine. We would love some spotting, of course, but we can appreciate that. We do have more than enough radar range. I haven't exactly mentioned it yet, but we do only have 9-kilometer radars. So we got to keep that in mind when it comes to this ship and its utility. We don't actually have the 10-kilometer stuff we might have otherwise. That is a Moskva with a 12-kilometer radar. Okay, let's be careful here. We definitely need to get our combat instructions. That is like the biggest thing you can do in this ship early on. And a freaking Annapolis is there. Oh my goodness. Although he's using his burst fire really quickly, so maybe it's not as scary. Five and a half. Yeah, the AP, man. 4? All right. Pretty powerful. This smoke is going to run out soon. But we've dealt some pretty decent damage. I'm worried about getting spotted, and then the Preussen just lobs over this island. I'm not close enough to be able to avoid that. That is the concern here. However, we do want to shoot this Annapolis. And we can barely get over this. This is going to be the potential downside of a cruiser with better than average shell velocity, is that some of these shots at range are going to be a little bit harder to get over islands because the shell velocity is just better, right? But hey, that Annapolis is certainly taking some pain. Move on to the Musashi here. And then we're running out of range right away. So at closer ranges, I don't know if I would really want to take... I don't know if I'd want to take range mod, you know? Like, sure, it'd be useful here to hit this Annapolis a little bit more, but... I don't know if it's worth, man. It's tough to say. I like the DPM we're getting, because the damage output is enough, but barely enough, I would say. Potentially quite risky. And Bowon Moskva is not going to be the best target for us, of course. Oh my goodness. This is why we run prop. This is why we run prop mod. Okay, Annapolis used his burst. Musashi is shot as well. What he did shoot at me. Not sure who or from where. Once this radar goes down, I think I'll be moving up here a little more. I want to get some better angles on these guys. Our team is doing all right here. And we again do have our double heal idea. Potentially. Annapolis uses bursts. We don't have to worry about him for a while. This is why you don't really want to use your burst all that often in Annapolis. Makes it so easy to just become a non-factor for a bit too long, I would say. Go. You go dark. So now we're gonna push up to this island here. The goal, of course, being we want to catch broadsides, not bow on targets. I'm pretty sure this Musashi's just gonna run as well. So we'll look into B cap maybe. Okay, bursted again. Musashi has shot. Pricen is turning around. So we do have the opportunity to get a few salvos in here for free. Pricen, but we are turning away. It won't do that much damage even if it does hit us, which is good. And now we deal with the UVA. Potential problems here, of course, being our lack of full pens. We'll just overpen him to death. Okay. Kron got him. That's good. Now we'll try and control the B cap here with the Kronstadt. As you can see, the guys running over here, we don't want to be chasing. Like, that is pretty clear. Trying to help out on this Sejong here. With our Kronstadt probably going to go down because he's pretty aggressive. Alright, fair enough. We'll dump some of our torps here. Make sure we get the cap. And then use this island or something like that to farm these guys as they push across or push in, that kind of thing. Okay, Azuma's not looking. We will get the cap. Very good. Oh, just like that, we can't get over this island. It's a bit of a pain point. The slightly better shell velocity. Can manage though. I'm worried about the Napoli, I guess, right now. Potentially. Yeah, okay, he's coming. Or maybe not, actually. And he's only got HE, so we're not too worried about that. We are the distraction right now. Our team is doing okay here. Our Yamato's probably going to go down, actually. Depending on how quickly they push here or not, that'll be difficult for us to deal with. Okay, we do have our heals available. We will take one. And this Napoli, since he smoked, is allowing us to farm him with our radar without actually being even seen. It's pretty cool. And we just give up ground because we're on our own here. And we will use our consumable here to then gain back both our radar and our heal, because I think we will need them soon. Keep in mind the hydro. I haven't mentioned this. Short range hydro. Personal hydro, I guess you can call it. We'll see how quickly they push in here. They don't look like they're that interested in pushing around. At least the light cruiser. We'll see what the Napoli ends up doing. But we do have this, so we can see. Might deter him a little bit. So yeah, I think it's not unlimited, but it's a ton of healing, man. It's a ton of healing all in a row, which is pretty wild. Napoli's turning. And dead. I think our improved pen angle should help us here, unless, oh yeah, the Delaware just gets him. He wanted to angle to us. He was rightfully afraid of us, but 96k, not as much, but a bit more of a blowout game, I would say. I think we did a decent job of controlling the A cap and then moving on to a different cap as soon as we were not needed there. That's potentially what you're going to be having to do with this ship. A lot of light cruisers like that, though. You don't really want to be chasing the enemy team into their spawn. You don't want to do that in any ship, but especially in a light cruiser. That's a great way to be killed or not be very helpful to your team. So there you go. San Martin is a pretty solid tier 10, despite what the DPM or things like that would say on paper. Seems to do good damage, has a ton of utility, and I think the combination of the combat instructions and these super heals makes it very tanky, actually. Assuming you're in a DPM fight, even if you don't have the same DPM as a Minotaur, Worcester, Des Moines, all these things, assuming you're not taking massive citadels the whole time, I think you can just survive a lot of these DPM fights, because you're going to be hitting the enemy target, which will give you your combat instructions every time. And then you just have super heal, 30 seconds later, super heal, 30 seconds later, super heal. And it heals back a lot of the heavy damage you can sustain. So potentially powerful, we'll see. We'll see once we get more of them on the server, but it's actually pretty decent. It's not a junk tier 10 or anything like that, in my opinion. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.